Barcares, the spot where the annual Lord of the Tram is crowned. Tram refers to the Tramontana, a cold, katabatic wind coming from the Pyrenees. Before the Tramontana hits the kite spot in Barcares, the wind has only a few kilometers over the Étain to stabilize. This makes it an extremely cold, dense and gusty strong wind. The freestyle athlete in me considers the Tramontana unrideable, but of course the big air junkie in me has become curious. It's time to get my house on wheels moving again, which of course rarely goes 100% smoothly. So, welcome to Airport Bergamo. This is where our road trip starts. This is pretty much how every road trip starts. Jan flies from Tarifa to some airport in Europe where I pick him up with the van. However, this time with a little unexpected surprise. Just as we were getting onto the highway in Italy, my van displayed an error message saying there was a system failure in the AdBlue system and we could only drive for 700 more kilometers. When I crawled under the car, I couldn't miss the problem. So that's basically how it looks like. All the white stuff here is AdBlue and it got hot and then it looks like this. This I think is the injection for the AdBlue, and this screw I was able to turn a little. So I made this picture. Now we drive a bit and then we make a picture again to see if the AdBlue rinse out here or if it rinse out here. Like this, we found a place to park for the night, had a good rest, and the next morning I crawled under the car again and behold, about 100 kilometers later. So we are here to celebrate a very, very historical moment. The car is repaired! Of course, this was very good news and it deserved to be celebrated in style. Welcome in France! We made it! Near Saint-Tropez, we quickly decided to take the opportunity to visit the old town. Surely, no one had ever foiled around the old town of Saint-Tropez before. Well, what I didn't know, the old town of Saint-Tropez is surrounded by rocks that extend far out into the sea, sometimes reaching just below the surface depending on the waves. That was simply too risky for my foil and for me. This would also mean that kiting in front of Saint-Tropez wouldn't be an option. So after a short stroll through the town, we decided right in the middle of the night to move on to what's probably the best kite spot I know for an easterly wind in the Mediterranean Sea. Junge, blau, rot oder gelb?
Blau.
Blau. Oh, red, blue. Imagine a peninsula about 5 kilometers long with perfectly flat, smooth water on the leeward side. It's almost too beautiful to be true. But before we hit the water, let's fuel up with a massive breakfast at my favorite bakery in La Capre. If you ever come to here, this is the boulangerie to go. Best place for breakfast. Jan, damit kann man arbeiten. Got a little bit of a stomach issue. Stomach? Belly. This is never a good sign. Welcome to Almanach in France, one of the best flat water spots I know. And the good thing about it is it's insanely big. I mean, check this. It's like basically the whole bay. I would say it's about, what do you think, maybe 2 kilometers?
Yeah, something
like
like that, yeah.
2 kilometers of offshore wind and butter flat water. The only downside, of course, if you lose your kite or if you fuck it up, you might end up somewhere in the ocean. But like this guy out there. I would say let's pump it 13.5 and let's have some fun in boots. Looks very, very nice.
Okay.
Ich fahr irgendwie voll in dieses Ding rein.
Jo, passt.
This place is one of the best places I know. I mean, like, I think you saw it on the drone. It's so big, it's so beautiful, and yeah, it's just peaceful. Oh, it's so good to be back here. It was a long time. I think 2 years ago was the last time I was here. Already missed it. The locals told me that during the season there are about 500 kites on the water and you have to come as early as 8 AM just to find a parking spot for the day. It's hard to imagine that this spot could ever become too crowded. Also because the vibe over here is always super nice and relaxed. For us, it's time to get the camper van ready again and continue traveling. After all, we are still on a mission, heading to legendary Le Barcares. Welcome to freezing cold Barcares, Le Barcares. I think that's how the spot is called. It's pretty beautiful. In the front we have the blue water, in the back we have the mountains with snow on top. Already early in the morning, our van was shaken by the wind like a sailboat in the middle of the ocean. For some strange reason, the first thing that came to my mind when I heard the 40 knots blasting against my van was my new Parawing. And so, as if possessed by the spirit of bad decisions, I decided to try a dog start with it, completely out of control. When I finally realized the wind was way too strong, I found myself standing on the beach watching the other kiters struggle to swim back to the shore because the wind had already died. I guess I wasn't the only one having a rough day this morning. The locals told me that in Le Barcares you have to be quick. When there's wind, you shouldn't waste any time and go. That was a lesson for me. top, and over there at the end of the lagoon there's some kind of a hill. And when you take off just before the hill, there's some kind of an upwind, and that makes the kite recover super fast. And yeah, it's not a powerful loop, but it's really nice to enjoy. Beautiful kite loops here. Nice. That was wild. There wasn't even that much wind, but if you knew where to take off, with a bit of luck you could catch some upwind and get some extra lift and airtime. I'm still not sure how I would rate this spot. I think it's quite unpredictable, but if you're lucky you can really score and catch some consistent strong Tramontana here. For me, it's time to head into my next adventure, and before I do this, let's celebrate the celebration on the next revelation one last time with the biggest pizza I ever saw.
Kurz mal einen Shot machen hier zur Dokumentation. Pizzetten vom Feinsten.
Thanks for watching guys, and I hope to see you soon for my next video. Peace!